everyone, thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for not Basketball Wives, Baller Wives. Baller Wives Season 1, Episode 4. Let's just get right into this episode. I don't think this episode much happened. Like, I was watching it, and I was doing other stuff. I was, like, painting my nails. I ate a popsicle. I was texting somebody, having conversations. And, I was paying attention, but it just wasn't. I'm like, is they talking about the same bullshit? For me, I felt this review was going to be like a read or a recap for this particular episode. But I feel like the whole episode, Miko kept trying to blame Kiafa for everything. You know what I'm saying? Kiafa's the reason Geneva didn't come to my party. Kiafa's the reason that Geneva don't like Stacy. Kiafa's the reason that the drink got thrown on Stacy. Kiafa. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I already don't like Miko. I feel like Miko was a shit starter. I think I said last time, I do feel like Miko is the Jackie Christie, the crazy person of the group. Cause I'm just like, it was just too many I feel like it was too many conversations that Miko was having with different people, and she kept bringing up Kiafa's name. I'm a firm believer in, don't bring up my name to other people unless you're talking to me or unless I'm there. Why? Everyone she talked to, I feel like Kiafa, is the reason that you didn't come to my party. I feel like Kiafa's the reason the ladies don't get along. I feel like Kiafa, goddamn, Miko. First you had an issue with Asia because her husband said that you was a bad radio person. Now your issue is with Kiafa because you feel like she got all the powers in America and she can fix anything. And if she don't step in and do something, it's all her fault. Y'all are all grown-ass women, okay? If Geneva didn't want to come to your damn party, that ain't had nothing to do with Kiafa. If the drink they got thrown on Stacey, I don't think Kiafa did. Why you keep blaming her? I'm going to get into this review, but, Miko was getting on my damn... And I think that's the reason why I wasn't paying as much attention, because I got tired of hearing Miko talking about Kiafa without herself talking to Kiafa. Bitch. So, the episode starts off with Geneva talking to Miko. Geneva's went over to Miko's house. Miko came over to Geneva's house. Because Miko's still upset because Geneva didn't come to her anniversary party. So when she get there, she like, I just want to know why you didn't, one, tell me you wasn't coming to my party, and two, what's the reason you didn't come? So Geneva goes and says, she was like, well, Asante had just had surgery on his nose. It just happened to be around the same time that your anniversary stuff was going on. We didn't know that he was going to need surgery. And she was like, and so, at that time, his nose was still bleeding. He was still having, leakage or whatever. And so I said, we're not going to the party. She did the right thing, bitch. As her husband, okay? She then said, why didn't you come along? Oh, so she should leave her husband at home and just let him leak him. If she want to be a wife and be at home with her husband because he had surgery, even if his surgery was a week ago and she didn't feel comfortable leaving her husband at home, that's her prerogative. But Geneva then says, well, also, I don't talk to your other friends, so it wasn't no point in me coming if I wasn't coming with my husband, and two, if I wasn't going to talk to nobody there. I agree. Who wants to go to someone's party and not have fun? Who? Why? Would I want to? And I'm like, Miko then said, I felt like you didn't want to come because Stacy was there. And then because Stacy and Kiafa has an issue, that's why you didn't come. I don't want Stacy and Kiafa's issue becoming our issue. And I don't want you not coming to my stuff just because, you friends with Kiafa. I'm just like, why? With the Kiafa, that's how I started off. And, Stacy not Stacy, my fault. Geneva, in her confession, she's like, I didn't care about Stacy. Me not coming to her party had nothing to do with Stacy. I don't even care about Stacy. Me and Stacy don't have any personal beef. It is what it is. Miko does kind of bring up, she's like, well, because y'all have that you know, the alleged allegations of what she did, you know, y'all alleged beef. And she's like, we don't have no alleged beef. You know, it is what it is. And people are like, well, no, because y'all, you know, she feel like y'all lying on her. Who cares? Okay? If I told you I didn't come because my husband had surgery, why is we talking about Kiafa and Stacey is what I would have said. But anywho, you know, they agreed to not let Stacey and Kiafa's beef come between their friendship. But I'm like, it never did. Miko likes creating situations that's not a situation. She be like, oh, she didn't come to my party. That got to be Kiafa's fault. So let me bring up that Geneva got a problem with Stacey now. And she makes up and she finagles some shit that didn't even need to happen. The same way Jackie be doing shit. Like I say, she the Jackie of the group. So, you know, we had the whole thing down. Next, we see the Vicks and the Chambers in two separate... It's all in the same scene where they're going from what the Vicks are talking about to what the Chambers are talking about. So, you know, Kiafa and Mike are at the putting green, like they're playing golf or whatever, and they show Stacey and Chris are at like a kids play area, like a, here we call it like Jeepers or whatever, you know, it's like a, you know, kids place to go play and stuff like that. So it's because, you know, Mike and Chris are friends. They haven't been talking because their wives, Kiafa and Stacey, aren't getting along. And everyone knows when you're married, or even when you're a couple, period, if your spouse has an issue with someone, that usually affects your relationship with those people until the issue is resolved. Some people won't do that. Like if my boo beefing, well, that's why I don't even like being friends with couples. Because of, because of reasons like this. Because it means when there's an issue, the issue can come into your marriage or into your relationship because you're picking sides, or if the girls have the issues and the guys still hanging out, you don't want the guys getting into it, taking up for their wives. The same thing as if two guys is beefing, you know, the girls might start beefing too because of they person. So yeah, I feel like Chris is an enabler in some form or fashion, because this is how they had two different opinions. You know, Michael Vick was saying he feel like his wife and Stacey both are being petty and they need to get over it. He not putting the blame on one person. He not putting the blame on Stacey because that's not his wife. He's saying it's some petty ass shit that they both are engaging in, and they need to grow up and get over it. That's what I feel. And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Chris, however, was like, you know, he feels like, you know, him and Mike can't be in. Oh, yeah. Mike also said, you know, because of the issue between Stacey and Kiafa, him and Chris haven't talked because they wives haven't, you know, aren't getting along. You know, Chris feel like, you know what I'm saying, he's like, well, I'm mad, you know, I'm still mad because someone poured the wife on my drink. She like, well, no, they didn't pour it on me. They threw it on me. You know, they baptized me in it. And I think Kiafa made Carmina do it. And I'm like, it's when someone says, I think you made so-and-so do that, to me, that means, one, you give me power over someone else, and two, you call them that person weak-minded, because why can't they do something on their own accord? Case in point, if we somewhere, me and my best friend somewhere, no, matter of fact, no, me a long time ago, back when I was in my early 20s, me and some friends went to a restaurant, and the waitress was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? She was being a bitch to my friend, though. Not even to me, to my friend. And we're leaving out. I believe the waitress said something to my girl, and I heard her say it, and I was like, bitch, what? What? And I had the reaction to the girl, not my friend. My friend didn't tell me to cuss that girl out. My friend didn't tell me, you know, to do whatever. I did it on my own accord because I'm my own person. So my thing is, you can't always assume because someone's friend reacts to something that they were put up to it by someone else. No, sometimes you know, some people are their own person. You know, that's just my concern. Chris is saying how I feel like, you know, Kiafa has an issue with you, and that's the problem. See, he won't put any blame on his wife. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's true, because it takes two people to argue. If we both arguing, they both are having an issue with each other. It's not like Kiafa is only talking shit about Stacey, or like Stacey is only talking shit about Kiafa. They were going at each other. They were going at each other. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Chris was even saying, like, you know, I feel like y'all need to have a conversation to fix it. You know, me and Mike don't even know why we're not talking, which is true. But even saying y'all need to have a conversation to fix it, you need still to tell your wife, you need to fix it. You need to stop being petty. Just like she needs to stop being petty. Y'all both are fucking grown adult women. We live in the same area. Both of, you know, both of your spouse, both of your husbands run in the same circle, and we're friends. So y'all just need to fix it. Stacey was saying, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna fix it. You know, I don't know if I'll talk to Kiafa because, you know, I don't want to be a friend. You don't have to be a person's friend to squash a beef. It can be squashed by simply saying, look, we don't get along. We can be cordial when we're in the same circles, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? You're an associate of mine. I see you in social gatherings. That is what adults do. You think everybody who go to a party and they might hold a conversation with someone else, say, yeah, that's my friend? No, you just know of someone. That's an associate who y'all run in the same circle. Y'all have the same, you know, 7 degrees of separation, you know, friends in common, and that's really it. But y'all are not friends. You can let it be that, but you can't say, like, I don't want to talk to her and squash this because I don't want to be her friend. That can be the same thing as squashing it. Letting her know, hey, look, it's over and done with. I don't want to be your friend, but if I see you, it ain't no hard feelings. You know, we cool. So that, when I'm like, it was just too much bullshit. So, you know, from there we see Geneva and Kiafa shopping for fabric, because we see that Geneva is trying to make a swimsuit cover-up line, and she said, because, you know, I be going places and I couldn't find nothing that I liked, so I would get stuff made, and when I would get it made, people would see me and they'll say, where you get that from? That's cute, I want one. So she's like, well, you know, I should make a line, which you should. That's smart. Hence me, I was always posting on Facebook and Instagram, you know, video review, well, my comments on stuff, and doing like little 1-minute videos on Instagram, and people was like, you should really do your own reviews on YouTube. Here I am. So you have to start somewhere, okay? And I'm just now starting. So, you know, she's saying how because her husband is now retired, she can now try to do other things, because when he was a football player, she put her dreams on hold to follow his dreams. And then they do show her husband, Asante, at home with the girls, their daughters. He's cooking. He's playing, you know, painting their nails. He was playing dolls with them. And just being a stay-at-home dad. So it kind of showed their role reversal. And how he wasn't at home, like, bitching about it. He was at home happy to paint his daughter's nails. He was happy to say, hey, y'all cooking y'all cubes, whatever he was cooking for the food for them. It was a good switch of character. So I thought that was cool. But again, Geneva's gonna have this fashion preview stuff or whatever. And yeah. Next we see Miko and Crystal. Miko and Crystal was having a conversation. I can't even remember what they were talking about, because again, I wasn't paying much attention to it. She does invite her, Miko does invite Crystal to Geneva's event, because she can bring a +1. You know what I'm saying? She kind of brings up, this could be that, you know, we haven't talked to that's what they're talking about. How they haven't talked to Stacey, because she's about to, you know, have the baby, and they hope that she's being calm, cool, and collected. Then what does Miko say? This would be the perfect opportunity for, you know, Kiafa and Stacey to make up. Why you keep bringing up Kiafa? Shut the fuck up. You know. So next we see Stacey and Chris at their new house. I'm guessing they've moved from, because Kiafa was saying earlier when they were on the putting green how she saw moving trucks and they had moved from across the street. So Stacey and Chris have moved into their new house, and, you know, they're happy to be in the new house. The new house looked very empty. Very, very empty. There was like nothing in there. Very, very empty. She did say, you know, they weren't completely moved in, but they were happy to be at the house. So I'm just going to take it from there. They were in one room. They had like a little couch and a chair. So I'm like, I'm hoping y'all didn't like rent this space, and this is like for show. I don't know. Anywho, so she was, you know, like, you know, my stomach been hurting. I can't wait to have this baby. I got to go to the bathroom. So she get up and she come back and she was like, yeah, my stomach just, my stomach has been, kind of cramping or whatever. And she's sitting on the table. And then she was like, I think I just peed on myself. And then she was trying to hide herself. And she was like, oh, no, you know what? I think my water just broke. Her water broke on camera. I'm like, you know how on some shows, some reality shows, people go on label, you don't see it. I'm looking like, oh my God, her water broke on camera. But it was funny because she kept like trying to hide her pants. A woman who's pregnant, water breaking, and she had on black pants. So it wasn't like you seen like water gushing out. It was like you could see that her pants were wet. She just said her water broke, and then she started just walking around funny or whatever. And they kind of was just like kind of walking around this empty house. And she was like, yeah, get so-and-so. And then he like, okay. And he was walking around and she was walking around. And at one point she kind of like sat down. And he was like, well, don't sit down. Because she was sitting on the floor, trying to sit on the floor. And she's like, well, I can't. It's I guess water everywhere. And then they was walking out the house. So, yeah, going to the hospital. Next, we see the date she did have her baby. Baby Chanel. And they were with the other daughter. It was oh so cute, little baby. Congratulations. Anywho, Chris then says to her, since you had the baby, now maybe you can talk to Kiafa. Y'all need to have that conversation. And she does say, you know what, since you're my husband, you want me to do this, and I've had the baby, I will meet with her to clear the air. I'll do that for you because you're my husband. I'm like, okay, bravo. She was a little bit mature. I can think of the word. We then see there, like, the other ladies are at a Kentucky Derby thing. What is the racetrack with the horses or whatever? And Kiafa talking to Geneva to let Geneva know that Stacy sent her a text message about wanting to meet. But she like, I don't know if I want to do it because I don't want to get stressed out. Because remember, now Kiafa's pregnant too. She's like, with Stacy, you just never know what she's going to do. You don't know how she's going to react. You don't know what she's going to get. She's like, so I don't know if I really want to put my energy into it. And Geneva was like, well, that's true because we don't know how she's going to act. It could be smooth. It could be she can come, she can turn up, and it could be another situation. So Geneva's like, whatever you do, just be cool. And, be cool, calm, and collected because you just never know what you're going to get. So that was a little quick conversation with them. It was a little scene where, Stacy took the baby to see Miko and Crystal. And, it showed how the ladies are petty for different reasons. Solely because when Stacy found out that Geneva was having this fashion show event, she was like, oh, she got fashions. It's like, why? I mean, really? And the thing about it is, when Miko laughed and Crystal laughed, and it was like, yeah, do she have fashions? Ha 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 ha. So my thing is, you talk about how Kiafa is petty, how she says stuff, how she thinks she is above everybody. But y'all do the same shit. Y'all sit around and kiki about things and crack jokes and say stuff about other people. So you can't, what I'm saying? Y'all can't want to do that, but not want anyone else to do that. So then she even then said, well, I don't know if you want to come because Carmina gonna be there. Now Carmina is the girl who threw the drink at her. And Stacy then says, yeah, I probably shouldn't come because I don't know how I would act, with that wildebeest. I am a firm believer, and there are certain things you should not call people. And I'm like, I don't like when people refer to people as different kind of beasts because of their size. Because I've had people, because I'm a big girl, who were like, oh yeah, people have called me a beast. It doesn't affect me, what I'm saying, because I'm like, whatever, it's over my head. But I'm like, you are grown women on TV, and you called this lady a wildebeest. Simply because, what I'm saying, she's a plus size woman. I don't get how people do that. But I guess sometimes you be on camera, you don't think about things. But I'm like, you could have called it anything but a wildebeest. Even I was like, damn, that's harsh. And that's just my opinion about that or whatever. But, Miko even then saying that she felt like Carmina should apologize to Stacy for throwing the drink. And I'm like, but Miko, why do you care so much about it? They didn't throw the drink on you. If Stacey not asking for an apology, if Stacey not pressing the issue, if Stacey not saying that, why are you feeling like that you're going to go to this party and you're going to confront Carmita? Because as she's saying, I'm going to go to this party, I'm going to confront Carmita, and I'm going to tell her that she has to give you an apology. Why are you playing referee? Or trying to play referee? Because you're going to just make shit worse. And it just, you know, it kind of aggravates my nerve most of the time. Because I'm like, I just don't see the reason for you wanting to feel like people should do what you say, I guess, is what I'm thinking. So, there's a separate thing. This is how I feel like sometimes people be like, oh, you know, reality TV shows can make people more stressful than not. So, Mike and Kiafra at home, they're talking. They're in the kitchen, and they're just talking to, you know, married couples do. And then, you know, Kiafra says, oh, well, guess who's texted me? He's like, who? And she like, Stacey. And he like, oh, what did she want? She's like, well, I don't know. You know, I didn't read it and I don't care. I didn't respond. And he was like, well, you know what? Maybe you should. He said, you might need to. You know, she was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you know what? You should respond to her. Y'all should meet up. Y'all need to have, you know, just have one conversation with her. You know, let her know where you stand and leave it at that. But just make sure that she know that you're trying to be positive from here on out. You know what I'm saying? And then that way, after that conversation, if anybody says something, you know, negative or petty, it's their fault because we've already had this conversation. We've already squashed everything. And I've already put the stance up that, you know what, I'm trying to be positive and that's it. And he's saying that because he's saying, you know, our family in our home, we are a positive family. I don't know how they run their household over there, but that's how we is over here. And I agree with that. Some people in their homes, they don't like. Some people are raised or just are like, they're just petty, and they're petty to no degree. And I'm petty too, okay? But I don't live my life looking for discourse. I don't live my life wanting to be at odds with people. So when he says, you know, within our household we're peaceful, that means when situations happen, we try to make peace out of it. We don't try to keep it going and going and going. Meaning, I don't know how they run their household, but that's how we run our household. She admits she's been petty, that she has said things out of the way, she said rude things, and that she has allowed herself to be dragged down to who she used to be. And she's like, you know, a ghetto girl. I can get that. You know, I was raised in the hood, and sometimes if I don't get pissed off enough, I get a little ghetto with what I say. Even on here, y'all know when I talk, you know, it's like that. But that's not how I always am. So she felt, and that's not even saying I'm not ghetto or I am ghetto. What she was saying was, she didn't mean to go to that place. She didn't want to be that person. And she felt like she let Stacey take her to that place, and she made her, or not made her, but brought her to a place to be petty, to be mean, to be rude, to be negative, to be snappy, to actually have an issue with a neighbor. And y'all are fussing and fighting, you know, back and forth and not talking to each other, and it's a bad situation. So she's like, and plus, I see it is affecting you. You know, it's affecting you, it's affecting our family, so, you know, I want to make it right. She then says, you know, because when you argue with a fool, it makes you a fool too. And I've heard that analogy before. And he was like, why you gotta say fool? Why couldn't you say person? She's like, you know what, you right, you know, a person. And he was like, see, you add on to it. You still being, you know, petty and negative. He didn't get mad. And he was like, you know, I'm so tired of this. You know, it's affecting our family. And he like, you know, you need to fix it. And she was like, you know, I just don't see myself wanting to hang around her, you know, even if we in the same circles. And he's like, well, you don't have no choice because we live in the same community. And she was like, yeah, but I just don't want to be around her. And then he was like, well, fine. Okay, well, fine. We're going to move back to Virginia. And I'm like, wait, what? Why y'all got to move back to Virginia just because she does not want to be friends? Well, I'm like, I don't get how everyone takes it and it goes here. Like, why couldn't you just say, except that your wife was saying, I can squash it with her, but I don't want to be her friend. And we don't have to move back to Virginia for that. I don't have to be her friend in order for you to be friends with her husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. We can squash our issue. But when he said that, I was like, okay, he being emotional. He on his period. Why is he acting like that? It's not that serious. And he's like, you know, this is the reason why people said it was crazy. It's stressful. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. We done recording. And you see Kiafa, and she crying in the kitchen, and she wiping her face. I'm looking like, and it's right. She was, one, she pregnant and she emotional. Two, she like, now he really mad, and I don't even know how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, for me, my opinion is he overreacted just because she was saying she don't want to be friends with that girl. Who cares? You know how many people in the league probably don't associate with each other on a regular basis? You know what I'm saying? Because you can, again, you can be an associate, an acquaintance of someone. Someone can be your co-worker, and you do not have to be with them in social settings. I told my boss and my supervisor on many times, I don't want to hang out with my co-workers when I'm not at work, simply because they're not my friends. You know what I'm saying? I have to laugh and joke with y'all at work all fucking day, all week. I don't want to then take my after work hours or a Saturday or a Sunday and come kiki with y'all. Y'all not my friends. Y'all are my co-workers. Co-workers. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. The people who I want to hang out with on weekends or whatever, I'll let you know. But I ain't trying to be, I don't have to be friends with everyone I work with. They need to adapt that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, it's going to be a whole bunch of bullshit. So, that was a lot to say. Last scene was this party that Geneva had for her fashion line, with her cover-up things. Miko was there. I'm gonna get right down to the nitty gritty. Miko was there, and she was talking to Carmina, and she basically is asking Carmina about, you know, you threw a drink on a pregnant woman, and Carmina was like, look, when I threw the drink on her, I did not think about her as being a pregnant woman. I honestly didn't think about it. She was like, but when Kiafa's mom died, I was there with her, so when she said it, it pissed me off. And Miko's confession, she was like, she gonna say that pissed her off, but she waited a whole 10 minutes to throw the drink. Like, when she threw the drinks, she had said that maybe 10 minutes earlier. She probably waited until she was close enough to her to throw the drink on her. Miko was trying to make it seem as if, because it was a 10-minute thing in between, that Kiafa was like, get close to her and throw a drink on her. I'm like, what? Miko, bitch, oh my gosh, because of my goddamn nerve. So, you know, she then said to her, like, well, you know, I feel like you owe Stacey an apology. And I'm like, whatever. Carmina then said, you know what, I'll apologize for it, but only if she apologized for what she said to Kiafa, which is only fair. You know what I'm saying? Both were in the wrong. Stacey was wrong for saying good that Kiafa mama was dead, and Carmina was wrong for throwing a drink. Two wrongs don't make no right, to make a whole bunch of lefts and you can't get nowhere. But, you know, they both should apologize. Miko then pissed off in her confession. She said, oh, so basically you're not even sorry. You only want an apology so that Kiafa can get something out of it. You know, that's my point. Kiafa always don't want to, you know, she don't want to apologize. She don't want to admit when she wrong. You know, she thinks she the queen, and she don't have to, and she doesn't have to apologize. She does not have to apologize to anyone. But the thing about it is, Kiafa didn't throw the drink. Carmina did. So Carmina saying, I will apologize to Stacey, but she needed to apologize to Kiafa. It's only fair. You know, fuck it. Just say yes and leave it alone. And Kiafa is like, you know, this is just getting so out of hand. You know, it's just so crazy. I can feel it getting messy, and I don't want it to get messy. So they just kind of end the conversation, and it goes on commercial. So then we see Crystal is there, and so is Emily, and they don't like each other because Emily caught Crystal. She said she caught her, so I'm wondering, did she catch her fucking her man, or did she just know after the fact that it happened? I don't know. But they're both at this party. You know, they don't get along. And again, Crystal is the plus one of Miko. So Emily noticed that Crystal brought like +5. So everybody know, when you are a +1, you can't bring a +1. Let alone you can't bring +5 other people, because you are a guest in the first place. So, but she looked at the girls and she was like, I know these girls from before, you know, they're drama, they're trouble. And anytime a woman comes to an event and she got her hair in cornrows and she got a little bit of makeup on and she got like little stud earrings, it's because they trying to fight. I agree to a certain extent. Does braids mean you gonna fight? No. But when you know a female and you know what kind of person they is, you know how they come somewhere when they know they might fight. You know it. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense. And plus, why would a +1 bring 4 other people when she know I'm here? Because she hoping some shit will pop off. And if some shit pops off, she has backup. Point blank period. So, Geneva is talking to Emily. And Emily like, you know what? I think I'm going to leave. And she's like, why are you leaving? Is it because of Crystal? She was like, well, no, I just kind of feel a little awkward and I don't want anything happening at your party. And she's like, wow, what's going on? She was like, well, you know, Crystal invited like 4 other people. And she was like, they dressed like they want to fight. She was like, you know, they getting cornrows, they don't have no makeup on, they got, you know, little stud earrings in their ears, and they just standing around. And she was like, so I don't feel, you know, comfortable, so I'm going to go ahead and leave. So Geneva, it's like, well, you know what, no, I'm going to make them leave because I'd rather have you here than them anyway. But Emily like, you know, I'm going to leave anyway. So Geneva does walk up to the ladies and say, you know what, if y'all got issues, if y'all got beef, it ain't going to happen here, y'all can leave. And she does ask the ladies to leave. So when Miko and Crystal find out about it, they was like, why our friends leaving? And the one girl said, because they got braids in their hair and they talking about they here ready to fight. And she was like, what? Because they got braids in it. She tried to play it off so good that she looked more guilty than she was trying to let on. Because then what she did was she then followed Emily out of the club, or out of the establishment, and Kiara was putting her in the car to leave. Why she running? Where's she going? So she can come at me on social media, but she can't confront me in my face. I thought you weren't here to fight. I thought it was no confrontation. If it wasn't, why would you go after her when she's leaving to say she should stay and have this altercation? It was stupid, and she looked guilty. You did have them ghetto ass girls there to try to fight that girl. Point blank period. Yes, she did. And you know, Miko again was saying Kiafa's the reason they're not getting along. You know, and then she even said if girls come to a party to jump you, you must deserve it. Bitch, what? Again, I don't like Miko, you know, at all. So the ladies are discussing it, and they're all just kind of talking. And Miko was like, you know what, let's all disagree to disagree, and we can talk about it later. And the episode goes off. Again, I don't like Miko. I thought the episode was crazy. It was a lot based on Miko not liking Kiafa and wanting to blame Kiafa for everything. Pissed me off. I mean, I was entertained a little bit, but I still wish it was a little bit more going on. Next week is the season finale, so, and next week is going to be 2 episodes for us. It's going to be a 2-hour season finale next week, so I hope it, you know, we shall see how it goes. I don't know. But, you know, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and until next time, people, peace.